I'd like to call to order the City of Menasha Board of Public Works. Clerk Galeazzi, could you please take attendance?
Alderman Zielinski.
Here.
Alderman Benner.
Here.
Alderman Nichols.
Here.
Alderman Taylor.
Here.
Alderman Kraut-Kramer.
Here.
Alderman Langdon.
Here.
Alderman Keehan. Alderman Rollins Jump has been excused.
Okay, let's get right to it. We have several action items. Action item number 1 is a street use application for Race the Lake, Sunday, August 16th, 2015, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Do we have a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the street use application, Race the Lake, Sunday, August 16th, 2015, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. DU, try, run.
A second? Motion a second. Any discussion? Can we just do an all in favor? All in voice vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approve that to council. Second, we have a street use application for Twisted Pistons, Thursday, August 20th, 2015, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's Twisted Pistons Incorporated. Randy is here. Would you like to tell us a little about it? Or?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Anything you'd like to know about.
Looks like we have everything we need as far as signatures.
Okay, Twisted Pistons. This is year number 5 that we've been on the street here. Our main goal here is we are fundraising to do scholarships for the Neenah Menasha High School students. The scholarships are in the amount of $500 each, and they are for students that will be attending UW Fox Valley and Fox Valley Technical College. Basically, we're doing this as a community event. We're shutting the street down, and we're bringing in classic cars for everybody to see. We've got 2 bands. The first one is Kurt Stein's School of Music. Now, this is a a music instructor who brings his kids together and does concert with these kids. So these kids are anywhere from, I think they're around 8 years old, that they'll actually start up through a senior in high school. He typically brings anywhere from 20 to 30 students, and they rotate in and out, and they will be the 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock on the stage in Curtis Reed Square. This year, for the interim between that and our main band, we've got a School of Irish Dance that is going to come and do about a half-hour little performance of just exactly what they do. And then we have Andy's Automatics. They'll be playing from 6 till close. Along with this, we've got multiple vendors with an array of different types of foods. Will be mixed in with the farmers market. They will be part of us again this year. They were last year. For the most part, it's going to be quite identical to what things were like last year. We had a little bit of rain last year, so it held us down just a little bit in total sales, but we were still capable of doing 4 $500 scholarships. The year before, we were able to do 5 of them. So we're hoping, if we get good weather, to jump that number to 5, 6, or possibly even more for this year.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the street use application, Twisted Pistons, Thursday, August 20th, 2015, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., Twisted Piston Incorporated.
Motion a second. Any discussion?
Thank you,
Alderman
Chair.
Langdon?
So, that's cool. So a lot of the money, or most of the money, or all the money that you're raising is going for the kids' scholarships.
That is correct. Whatever we've got left over, we'll leave just a little bit of seed money. If we're wind up at $400 some left in seed, fine. But otherwise, as long as we can do a $500 scholarship, that's our limitation. So whatever we can come in and do, it all goes right back.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a motion a second. Any other discussion? Alderman Benner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Randy, I'll give you the stamina award for tonight for hanging out here through our council meeting. Not sure I could have pulled that off if I were you, but last year I had several friends between the weather and their experience from the year before that didn't come down because of we didn't have enough room on the avenue. Last year the avenue was bigger, but from their experience year before, they couldn't get on the avenue for the amount of time that, or the main street, the amount of time that we determined that they could get on because we're full. And this is a great event. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my most favorite ones of the year, and one of the few times I actually take my car out of the garage during the year to make sure I make it to this. But how do we do last year as far as parking? The weather wasn't that bad, but there were a few sprinkles. But how do we do last year as far as parking?
Last year we were just fine. 2 years ago, we had gone the other way down Main Street,
Right.
and we ran out of room. So last year was our first year going the other direction towards Taco Street. We had plenty of room to put more cars in last year. We did not have to turn anybody away. We were not at full capacity last year. We were down on the total number of cars a little bit. We still had 121, 122, someplace in that area on the total cars. We still had room to do more cars than what we had previous years, which was into that 130, 135 areas when we went the other direction. We still were capable of at least another 20, 25 cars without having to be a little creative on our parking.
Okay, yeah, I just kind of wanted to assure folks that you did make changes. We do have more room for cars, and that we can get some more people coming down. Hopefully the weather.
Hopefully so,
helps us,
yes.
so. All right, but I really thank you a lot for putting on this event. This is a great event for downtown
Thank you.
Menasha, and a lot of folks really enjoy it. The folks who come down really truly enjoy it. So
Yeah,
thank you very
yes,
much.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll approve that to the council. Action item 3 is a street use application for Community First Fox Cities Marathon presented by Myron Construction, Sunday, September 20th, 2015, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., Community First Credit Union. Greg, do you have any information on that? Or I think we have anybody who,
Yeah, the only thing, the start of it is exactly the same as in the past. The marathon has changed its route. I believe all the maps, you kind of have to cut them and paste them all together to see how it's changed. I think it's about 6 different attachments. But it's actually going to be easier for residents in the city of Menasha than in the past because the marathon route cut through kind of the main part of town going through Jefferson Park. Now, when the marathon and half marathon routes come back through, it's going to be going down Valley Road, then through the subdivisions, then over to Lakeshore / Taco, so, and then over the Trestle Trail. So the impacts for our citizens are going to be much less than what it's been historically. So we kind of lucked out on that, but I think we're also kind of excited with a little bit of a different route. But the start will be the same. That's pretty much about it for it.
so, thank you, Chief. Do we have a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve street use application Community First Fox Cities Marathon presented by Myron Construction, Sunday, September 20th, 2015, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., Community First Credit Union.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approve that to the council. Action item 4 is a payment to Yankee General Contractors, Gilbert Riverfront Trail, contract number 2014-03, in the amount of $83,760. This is payment number 3. Anybody have any information on that? I think I was told the mayor might have.
No, it's just a payment.
Okay. Any discussion? Alderman Taylor? Should
I
we
was
wait on
going to
the
make a
mayor?
motion, but
Do you have any information on the payment to Yankee General Contractors, Gilbert Riverfront Trail? Third payment in the amount of $83,760.
This is, am I on or not? So this is for the concrete portion of the trail and the pond. So this is for work already completed. And this has been reviewed by our engineering department, and they have just placed the items that are complete within there. I don't know exactly the question was.
I just, since Mark wasn't here, I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
It's just a payment, so. Is there a motion to approve? Alderman Taylor?
I'll make a motion to approve payment Yankee General Contractors, Gilbert Riverfront Trail, contract number 2014-03, in the amount of $83,760, payment number 3.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? Can we take a roll call vote, please?
Motion carried on roll call 7-0.
Moving on, item number 5 is a payment to Northeast Asphalt Incorporated for new street construction and reconstruction, concrete curb and gutter, asphalt pavement, storm sewer for Southfield West, Nature's Way subdivision streets, Barker Farm subdivision streets, Riverlea Court, Broad Street, Ida Street, Manitowoc Street, and Lincoln Street. Contract number 2015-01 in the amount of $180,000, $180,509.35. This is payment number 1. Not sure. Greg, do you have any information on this? Mayor,
Again,
Mr. Mayor?
This would be for work,
Thanks.
this would be for work completed on those projects, and they've been working out in the Barker Farms and Southfield West. Oh, yes, no, Steve's here for the last item.
Yeah.
So, but it's for the items in, I mean, the area out in Calumet County basically is the area they've been working on mainly. And there's quantities listed in your documentation.
Is there a motion to approve this payment? Kevin? Alderman Benner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion to approve the payment to Northeast Asphalt, Inc. for contract number 2015-01 for $180,509.35. It's payment number 1.
Motion and a second. Could we take a roll call vote, please?
Motion carried on roll call 7-0.
Last action item we have here is a recommendation to award Fox River Crossing contract, Menasha Utilities, to Henkels and McCoy in the amount of $175,378.46. Steve, I believe you have some information for us. Thanks for waiting this entire time.
Yes, this project is to replace an existing river crossing at the existing location, as well as one along the railroad trestle. And that one is got 3 poles that run right through the Omandi building. So if that ever came to the ground, we don't have any way to even get equipment down there to restore it. The contract is for the construction and the foundation work for 2 steel towers and all of the line work that goes for 2 circuits across that river, from River Street to Boston.
Okay, thank you very much. Any discussion? Alderman Taylor?
Steve, does that include any residential property that impacts where those towers are?
On one side is city-owned property, road right-of-way, and on the north side would be the railroad property.
Okay, so no residential property.
No.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Does anybody have a motion? Alderman Nichols?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move that we forward to the council the recommendation to award the Fox River Crossing contract, Menasha Utilities, Henkels and McCoy, in the amount of $175,000 $378.46.
Second.
A motion and a second. Could we take a roll call vote? Oh, Alderman Benner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a question. I'm familiar with every contractor on this list, Steve, except as Henkels and McCoy, and before it comes to the Common Council, will they have the bonding and insurance provided for us by the time we see it there?
Before it comes to the Common Council, I'm not sure.
Because I see that you directed them to get the bonding and insurance certificates, but again, I'm familiar with all the contractors on this list but them. And I guess before it gets to that point, I'd like to make sure that, or would you require that after we've approved it?
There was a, we did send out a notice of intent to award. And on here, we instructed them that after all the approvals, we would contact them with a notice to proceed, and at that time, we will request the final bonding requirements to move forward with contract execution.
Are you familiar with this contractor? Have you worked with them in the past?
We haven't used a lot of outside contractors in electric distribution. We have called on this same company earlier this year to help us out with some stuff down on the Appleton Road project. They've got the contract with ATC to do all the work around this area for the ATC.
All right, well, if they've got that going on, I'm sure they're qualified then.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, if something doesn't work out, we know what we got to do. All right, thanks.
Yep.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Mayor?
I just overheard some comments down here about the range of bids, and that was a discussion that came up at the commission meeting as well, and Steve, if you'd like to comment on that a little bit.
Yeah, I asked the same question at the bidding process, and really not real sure where the large ones were coming from, except one comment that was made is that they probably have a lot of work already. Henkels and McCoy, like I said, will already be in the area, mobilized, working with ATC. And the Michaels was right in line. We were estimating $180,000 for this part of the project. They all had the same bid documents. They all came to the pre-bid meetings, and they all walked through the project.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that we did ask that,
Yep.
and
It
that
was
staff
asked.
did look at that and ensured that all the contractors were qualified to do the work, actually. When you
Yep.
see bids that are that far apart, sometimes you wonder, are the low ones too low or the high ones too high, or what's the issue, and are they qualified? And
Right.
we did look at that, or errors too, so just so you know that we did look at that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Alderman Langdon?
Thank you. Steve, that's interesting. I did not know that. So if you ask a company to make a bid, they have to?
No.
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 But then why would they bid and just say, well, they're busy, and bid $1 million? Why would they just say no? Just curious.
Sometimes a contractor will still go through the motions and put in the bid and try to get the job, but not really being competitive. You know, if they're up there, great. And they become a little bidder, then they're money ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Alderman Benner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just Alderman Langdon, to answer your question, sometimes you do a cursory bid just to keep your name out there so that people don't forget that you're out there and things like that. And you don't invest a lot of time in it. You throw a number out there, you know it's going to be high. But like Steve said, you know, folks they're already booked up. They don't have time to do it anyways, but they want to make sure their name stays active. Yeah.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion to approve? We have one on the table. And a second, I believe. Excellent. Could we take a roll call vote, please? Thank you.
Motion carried on roll call, 7-0.
Seeing no other action items, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
End of the street.
I'll move to adjourn.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.
Deb.